Hey kids, I wanted to make a quick video. There are almost endless examples that demonstrate that the modern heliocentric model and globe model Earth are not real and are a falsified depiction of where we live. And this example right here is one of my favorites. This is an electromagnetic railgun used by the US Navy. It can shoot a projectile in a straight line at over Mach 7 and hit a target at 100 nautical miles, which is about 115 standard miles. Like I said, this gun can hit a target in a straight line at 115 miles away. So can I ask you if you know how much drop should exist in that distance? Well, according to the globe model Earth's own dimensions and rate of drop, we know that over 8,800 feet, or over 2,600 meters of drop should exist in this distance. This can be verified by simply Googling an Earth curvature calculator that has the sole purpose of calculating the amount of drop that should exist on an oblate spheroid said to be just under 8,000 miles in diameter. To give some context, this amount of drop is greater than the depth of the Grand Canyon. It's the equivalent of stacking the Eiffel Tower on top of itself over 9 times. Do you see the problem going on here? How is this gun able to send a projectile in a linear direction at over Mach 7 using electromagnetic propulsion and hit a target that is said to be behind over 8,800 feet of drop? The answer is that if the alleged curvature of the globe model Earth actually existed, then this would not be possible. But it doesn't exist, so therefore it is possible. Testable, observable reality doesn't lie, but unfortunately people do. Not everyone who teaches that we live on an oblate spheroid, hurling and spinning way faster than the speed of sound through an ever-expanding vacuum is intentionally lying. There are aspects of the modern heliocentric model that do obviously line up with observable reality. But there are blatant errors that can't be ignored. I do want to leave you with some testimony on this subject matter, while you consider the possibility that perhaps the Earth isn't a globe, and maybe we live on a stationary plane, just as observable reality demonstrates. First, I would like to share 2 quotes from a very brilliant man and scientist that all of you are probably familiar with. This is Nikola Tesla. He was a contemporary of Albert Einstein. He was alive and well when Einstein produced his theory of relativity, which is the foundation of the force known as gravity, which is a cornerstone within the modern heliocentric model. This is what Nikola Tesla had to say about Einstein's theory of relativity. Quote, "Einstein's relativity work is a magnificent mathematical garb which fascinates, dazzles, and makes people blind to the underlying errors. The theory is like a beggar, clothed in purple, whom ignorant people take for a king. Its exponents are brilliant men, but they are metaphysicists rather than scientists. Basically, he said, Einstein's work was fancy-looking, but as a whole was trash. This second quote from Nikola Tesla perfectly sums up what has occurred in modern cosmology. He said, quote, "Today's scientists have substituted mathematics for experiments, and they wander off through equation after equation and eventually build a structure which has no relation to reality." Now maybe you are thinking, yeah, Tesla was a brilliant man, but we have come so far with modern technology, and he couldn't see then what we know now. Well, just listen to what modern physicist Michio Kaku has to say about the certainty of modern cosmology.
There is a crisis in cosmology. Usually in science, if we're off by a factor of 2 or a factor of 10, we call that horrible. We say something's wrong with the theory. We're off by a factor of 10. However, in cosmology, we're off by a factor of 10 to the 120. That is 1 with 120 zeros after it. This is the largest mismatch between theory and experiment in the history of science.
Now, the last testimony that I want to share with you is one that you may find a bit shocking and wonder how you hadn't heard it before. It's from a man alleged to have spent 8 days in space. This is Miroslav Hermaszewski, who was born September 15th, 1941, in a portion of Poland that was occupied by Nazi Germany during the Second World War. He is a survivor of the Volhynia massacres, during which Ukrainian nationalists murdered 19 members of his family, including his father. Hermaszewski narrowly escaped death himself when the Ukrainian insurgent army attacked Lipniki on the 26th and 27th of March 1943. In 1965, he graduated from the military pilot school in Dublin. In 1978, he was chosen from almost 500 Polish pilots to take part in the Intercosmos space program. He, along with Russian cosmonaut Pyotr Klimuk, are alleged to have spent roughly 8 days on board this space station right here. He even became president of the Polish Astronautical Society from 1983 to 1989. This man was commander of the fighter pilot school in Dublin, and in 1988 was promoted to general. Between 1991 and 1992, Hermaszewski even served as second in command of the Polish Air Force and Air Defense. Now listen to what he said on live TV in this interview. It's in Polish, so you'll have to read the subtitles. But please know that I was adopted as a baby, and my father's side of the family is Polish. I sent this video to one of my uncles and my cousin's wife, who are both from Poland, and they both confirmed that the subtitles are an accurate translation. I wanted to make sure before sharing this. Now take a look.
Pan tam był. Czy Ziemia rzeczywiście jest kulą zawieszoną w kosmosie?
Jest płaska. Tak jak oczekują i nie spodziewałem się co prawda tego pytania, ale zapewniam pana, że jest płaska.
Generał Mirosław Hermaszewski, jak dotąd pierwszy i ostatni Polak, który odbył lot orbitalny. Dziękuję serdecznie za rozmowę.
Dzięki. Dziękuję, kłaniam się.
Thanks for taking the time to watch this. Remember to do as Scripture says, and test all things, keeping that which is good. Till next time, kids.